Hey there, all you true crime fans. I hope you had a marvelous Halloween, and welcome back to Colorado Crime. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Corey. Today we have a lot to talk about, and none of it is a joke. So sorry. We'll start that again later when I have time to look for jokes. Today we're going to update you on everything happening with Richard Allen and the Delphi case, and we're going to give you a brief overview of the Menendez Brothers case and the potential release of them. And we're going to give you guys a little life update, because I bet you're all wondering where we've been all these months. It feels like years, but it's only been months.
It's really felt like years. I know. Yeah, so let's start with that. Let's start with our little update, our little life update. And we will leave timestamps, you guys, if you guys don't care about us and don't love us and don't care what's happening in our lives, and you guys just want to hear the stories. So I'll leave timestamps in our show notes.
Because she's nice.
I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what's new, Corey? How's life? What's going on? Where have you been? Why have you been
Well,
there? Was it prison?
It was prison,
It's
otherwise
prison.
known as my house. When was the last time I did this? January?
I think it was January, you guys.
It was January. So we had Christmas, we had New Year's, and then we went to February.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
What has been happening? Well, we've been some places. We came back to Colorado. Did we come back in the beginning of this year? No, we didn't. Oh, well, Amanda came out to visit me. If you're friends with us on Instagram or Facebook or any of those fun places, you might have saw that we were on a train.
The Metra, which was
Amanda
really cool.
And the small humans came to visit us, and we did all kinds of fun things. Basically, we've all been just really busy. Work. Amanda works like 65 jobs. I work a job. And sometimes I work on this podcast, but not very often because I'm not as dedicated as Amanda is to working. I mean, to be fair, I'm not. Something happened to me when I moved away.
We're like, meh.
I did get some new followers. Shout out to all my new following friends. You know who you are. So that's cool. My job is pretty cool. I work at a little liquor store around here. 3 days a week. Around here, because, I don't know if many of you know this, but I did move to Illinois 2 years ago, people. Two of them.
You guys really need to get on board with this, okay? She moved. Gosh.
And then we came back to Colorado for a hot minute. My kid is having a baby.
A tiny baby?
A tiny baby, so she's due in January. It's a girl, so congratulations to me and Candace and all of our family members who are listening to this.
And to Brenda. Congratulations, Brenda.
Oh, yeah, and to Brenda. Congratulations, Brenda.
You're the one giving this baby
You're having
life.
You're birthing this baby.
Congrats.
So we did that, and Candace and I took a timeshare trip to Massachusetts, where, hey, the secret to a good timeshare is not to buy one. And we did not.
There you go. But a little piece of advice for you guys.
Yeah, Massachusetts was really awesome. We went on a whale watching tour where we did not see any whales, but we saw some dolphins.
I 100% would never go on that, in case you guys were wondering.
Super fun.
No, whales are my biggest fear.
Fucking cold.
I bet it was.
Because
when did you go?
In October.
Like the best time ever to go to Massachusetts.
Yeah. So it was really pretty. We saw the fall leaves, blah, blah, blah. We've been to a billion states where we saw the leaves change colors. It's great. We lived in a state that the leaves change color. It's fine. I don't need to see it everywhere. We ate at a really cool place in Rhode Island. I'm really into birds right now. We saw some bluebirds because I'm almost in my 50s. So
wait, are these specific bluebirds, or like they were just birds that were blue?
No, they were actual blue birds.
Okay.
Like the bluebird.
Okay. I was like just a generic bluebird.
There were thousands of like little sparrows and all these cute little birds that people were feeding. And Candace and I met this little old lady who ran a gift shop next to this lobster roll place we ate at called Spanky's.
Oh, that's cute.
She was 85. And she was talking to us about her life and all the things that happened in her life. And come to find out, her daughter was murdered. And that was very sad. But even sadder, her grandson murdered her. So there was that. That was a good time and a little shocking.
I was gonna say
Our
maybe not a good time for her though.
No, it wasn't a good time for her. It was a sad time for her, and I was really sad. And she was a really sweet little lady.
It is
And
sad.
what else did we we took a sunset cruise and saw the Kennedy estate because it was right after Ethel Kennedy died that we were out there.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, not
Mhm.
cool that she died, but that would be really cool to see.
Yeah, the Kennedy compound is pretty nifty. What else did we do? We ate a lot of lobster. I already said that. I'm gonna keep reminding you because it was really good. And then we just came back from Colorado. Sorry to all the people that I didn't see. You have to get on my schedule. I don't have a lot of time. Um, and I don't really broadcast it because, not like, hey, I'm coming back. Because, again, I don't have a lot of time. So if you want to see me, you're going to have to text me and be like, hey, are you coming to Colorado? And I'll tell you. So we had a baby shower for my kid. She got a lot of stuff. It was really fun. Saw a lot of people. Then I ate a burrito here in Colorado because Illinois doesn't have smothered burritos here, so I haven't had one in 100 years. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I forgot my dog died.
My best friend dog.
So that was sad.
He was
He
the
died.
best dog, you guys. His name was Dexter, and he really was the coolest dog. He tried
He
to join
really
my
was.
family like 4 times, and he was
He
my
really
best friend
was.
dog.
He really was a cool dog. He died almost a little over a month ago. And then about 2 weeks ago, my favorite old man neighbor, who some of you might know used to bring me barbecue at the mailbox, also died. So it's been like a shitty death time for me.
And
So I'm
Corey's
been a
niece
little
dog
sad about
died
it.
too.
Oh yeah, and my sister had to put her dog down, but she got another dog. Her name's Lucy. She's a demon, short for Lucille, the sister of Lucifer. But she's really cute. And that's about all. What about you?
Well, January hit and real estate got really busy.
Mm.
I don't talk about it very often on here, but in real life, I'm actually a realtor, and I'm a realtor in Colorado.
Need
So
to buy a
that was
house?
wild. Yeah, if you need a house or you want
Menendez
to sell your
Brussels, you're
house
a
and move
lady.
somewhere else, I'm your gal.
Mhm. Unless you're
Um,
doing a relocation, because she doesn't know how to do that yet.
yeah, I
It's way
don't
too
do like
complicated.
yeah, I don't do any actual like company relocations.
Yeah, it's too hard. It's too much. We were gonna have her do it, but you had to do a bunch of stuff and it was
Yeah,
too
there's
much
like a
work.
whole vetting process, and
Yeah.
by the time I would have been through, your house would have been sold, and it was a whole thing. Um,
But yeah, we've used her before.
yeah. Well,
Anyway,
that
sorry.
happened. No, that's okay. My mom ended up moving. My daughter does gymnastics. She's a competitive gymnast, and then it was gymnastics season, and that was crazy, but she took first place on floor at state, which was really cool. And then my son did baseball, and that was really cool. Shout out to you, Jeremiah. I hope you're listening and I hope you're loving this. They took second though, which was pretty stinking cool. They lost to
That
a
is cool.
competitive team, but otherwise it has just been like nonstop.
Mhm.
We did have our first event, which was pretty cool. That was actually, was it 2 Thursdays ago?
Mhm.
I
And
think
by
it was. I think it was
we,
2
she
weeks
means
ago.
her, not me.
Yes, because it was here in Colorado. But yeah, that was really fun. We went to a local shooting range here, and October is Realtor Safety Month. So we wanted to do something a little bit different than the usual 2-hour class where you just listen to ways to protect yourself. So we decided to throw an event, myself and 2 others, and the podcast got to go. And we had stickers and cards, and that was really, really, really cool. And we got permanent jewelry. And I bought this really cool stabby thing that I don't know what it's called, but if you see me on the street, don't mess with me because I'll stab you with this stabby thing because it's pretty cool. It came with a blue fluffy, which was even cooler.
Oh, nice.
I know. But yeah, it's just been like nonstop. I've been busy. My husband's been busy. The kids have been busy. Our dogs have been busy.
My dogs are busy too.
They just like want to go for WALKs all the time.
Yeah.
And they want to get into the CAR all the time.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we're really sorry we abandoned you guys, but life got crazy for a while.
I also forgot my sisters came out here and went to Pearl Jam and forgot to invite me.
Wasn't it your anniversary?
Yeah, it sure was. They came out, all four of them, went to Pearl Jam, and then so nicely asked if they could stay at my house. Wasn't that kind? It was
Bunch
so
of
kind.
wieners.
Yeah, that's when my other dog got sick, by the way, who has Lyme disease. So,
Yeah.
it's just been a whole lot. It's been a shit show.
Yeah, he got Lyme
I'm
disease
over
from
it.
a tick bite, though.
Yeah.
So just
Lyme
be careful,
disease.
guys.
Yeah, Lyme disease, and then that dog didn't even die. It was a totally different dog. Like, we
My
were all
best friend
prepared.
dog.
Yeah, we were all prepared for Franklin to die, but no. The dog god decided to take dog god, which is god dog, backwards both times.
I liked it. See what you did
Thank
there.
you. Yeah. Decided that it was Dexter's time to go. So that was sad. It's been a hard transition from 3 dogs to 2. But this is gonna sound horrible, and I'm a horrible person. But my vacuum, I cut my vacuum down from 5 days to 2 days or 3 days a week. So someone had a lot of dog hair.
A win is a win, okay?
Yeah, right. Poor guy.
Aw. He really was the best dog, you guys.
These other 2 are okay.
I have like multiple pictures of him as part of my family.
I know, you took a picture of him at a Halloween party.
I know, he was part of my
You're
family.
holding him. Mm-hmm.
Just because he's my best friend. I'll have to find it and we'll post it to the podcast.
Oh, yeah. I think I have it too.
I hope you do, because in the meantime, you guys, I had to get a new phone.
Well,
Okay. I had to is,
what kind of phone did you get?
it was a really aggressive word there because I didn't have to get a new phone. I wanted my son to be able to have a phone, not to use it, but more so in an emergency, if he needed to contact me, blah, blah, blah. So he got my daughter's phone, my daughter got my phone, and I got a new phone. I got an iPhone, I don't know, I think it's a 15 Pro Max.
75.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought, like, I'm just going to stop in, talk to this sweet little Verizon guy. He's going to tell me, hey, this is doable. This is what it changes your payment to. Well, it wasn't that simple. He had to call like 4 people and was like, all right, cool. You ready to make the switch? And I'm like, I guess so. And I felt way backed into a corner and I lost all my pictures.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. That was sad.
It was really sad. So if you're listening and you have any pictures of us together, you should probably just send those my way.
She lost all of her pictures in a fire. But not a real fire. It was a phone fire.
Hey, that's not even funny because I really did start a fire at my house.
Oh, dear God.
I know. It's fine.
Nothing burnt down.
Nothing burnt down.
Mm-hmm.
The toaster oven's ruined. It had to go in the trash.
That's okay.
There were literal flames coming out of it, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
What did you put in there?
An English muffin.
Oh. Was your toaster oven just old?
No, it was freaking new. I got it this summer because I've been so busy that I was like, I'm going to get something that the kids can use. Yeah, well, the kids apparently can use it. I just can't.
Did you have to get a new one?
No, we have not replaced it.
Oh.
I think I'm currently being punished, but it's fine.
Oh.
I'm standing in a corner thinking about what I did. The mistakes I made.
I mean, it was a long time ago.
I don't
This
have a
is
very
gonna
good
be like
track
the
record.
Netflix thing.
Right, right. Don't fret, everybody. I have Netflix too.
You got it back finally?
I did. I was allowed to get Netflix. I did have to cancel my Disney Plus and my Hulu for it.
What?
That was fair.
Why? Disney Plus is the best.
We weren't using it.
Oh.
So we were like, let's get rid of that and get Netflix. And now I'm going to get Hallmark Plus because guess what? It's Christmas time almost.
That's why you should have just stuck with Hulu.
No.
Hallmark's been playing Christmas movies since October.
I know. I think it's like October 17th that they start.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
have missed out on almost a month.
And Hulu has like
Christmas.
6 Hallmark channels. There's just Christmas movies playing all the time.
Yeah, but is it like the really expensive Hulu?
No, I don't think so.
Because there's like a really expensive Hulu one too.
No. I
Really?
don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I'll get it back for Christmas because I love Christmas. We put up our Christmas lights this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Halloween was literally on Thursday.
I know, but I know how you like Christmas.
I do. I even bought new ornaments for my Christmas tree that's going in my room this year.
Nice.
I know. It usually lives in my office, but as I've said, I've been busy, so I've been officing out of my real office. And so I haven't been using my home office. So what's the point in having a Christmas tree in here if I don't get to look at it really? When it would be way better spent and way better used in my bedroom. So alas, there will be a Christmas tree in my room. But I think that's it for our life update, right?
I think so, yeah.
Mine was a little bit happier than yours. I'm sorry about Dexter. I'm sorry that
Thank you.
that Franklin is sick.
He's better now. He's doing a lot better now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. He's doing a lot better now.
Good.
Let's get to the real reason that you guys are here. We're going to take a detour from Colorado, because only one of us lives there, to talk about one of the most highly prolific cases in recent years. The trial of Richard Allen in Delphi, Indiana, on a case that has shaken communities nationwide.
That's right. We did an episode earlier on the Delphi case, and it might have actually just been me. It might have been before Corey joined us. But Richard Allen, he has been at the center of the investigation into this tragic case. It was the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. So it's been known as the Delphi murders. This case has captivated and horrified the public, sparking years of investigation and speculation. So today, we'll lay out the facts that have emerged about the case and the trial and the man now accused.
To give some context for some of our listeners, the bodies of 14-year-old Libby and 13-year-old Abby were discovered on February 14th, 2017, a day after they were reported missing near the Moanon High Bridge in Delphi. The girls had gone for a hike, but tragically never returned.
And investigators have kept everything with this case close to the vest. So one of the earliest and honestly one of the only clues was this chilling audio clip that was recovered from Libby's phone. She managed to record what appears to be a man's voice saying, "down the hill." Investigators later released the audio to the public, hoping that somebody somewhere would recognize the voice.
But it wasn't until October 2022, more than 5 years after the crime, that the police announced the arrest of 50-year-old Richard Allen, a local Delphi resident. This breakthrough shocked the community. Allen was not a new face in Delphi. In fact, he was known as a friendly CVS employee and had lived in the area for over a decade.
Richard Allen's arrest came after what authorities called a probable cause affidavit, which cited enough evidence to charge him with the murders of Abby and Libby. However, it's important to note that much of this case, like I was saying, remains under a gag order, and specific details have not been made public still.
That's correct. In fact, the probable cause affidavit was not released to the public until late November 2022, and even then, much of it was redacted, which means they blacked it out. What we do know, though, is that the police connected Allen to the crime scene in part through ballistic evidence. A spent .40 cal bullet near the girls' bodies was linked to a gun that Allen owned.
Yes, investigators were able to trace the bullet to a Sig Sauer P226 handgun registered to Allen. And according to court records, Allen allegedly told investigators that he, quote, never let anyone else use or borrow that weapon, end quote. This was a significant detail that has played a role in the case against him.
Now, Allen's defense team has pushed back, arguing that the forensic testing linking Allen's gun to the bullet is insufficient. His attorneys also argue that much of the prosecution's evidence is circumstantial, and they have raised questions about other potential suspects.
And just so it's very clear, Allen has pleaded not guilty to the charges, and his attorneys are actively working to challenge the prosecution's evidence. This has turned into quite a complex case, with arguments from both sides focused on the strength of the forensic evidence as well as gaps in the timeline.
Another point of contention is Allen's alleged confession. Reports surfaced that Allen admitted his involvement in the murders during a jail call to his wife. However, the defense argues that this statement was coerced or influenced by his deteriorating mental health while in custody.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Yeah. And it's been multiple confessions, not just this one. But it is worth noting that Allen's attorneys have raised concerns about his treatment while in jail, claiming that he's been kept in conditions that are causing him severe mental distress. They've requested that he be moved to a different facility or have better access to mental health care, which I'm imagining is because he is not part of GP and they have him off by himself for his safety.
Most likely. And I mean, to be fair, mental health care in prisons and jails is pretty slim.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely could be improved.
So, as for the trial itself, it was initially set for early 2024, but due to various delays, it may extend further. The court proceedings continue to attract nationwide media attention, and the families of Abby and Libby are still hoping for justice.
It is absolutely a heartbreaking case. And while many are hopeful that this trial could provide answers, there are still many unknowns. This case reminds us of the importance of due process and the challenges investigators face when piecing together complex evidence.
Absolutely. And as the trial unfolds, we'll keep following any developments. For now, though, our thoughts are with the families of Abby and Libby who have shown incredible strength through this unimaginable tragedy.
Now we are going to change directions again and discuss everything going on currently with the Menendez brothers. So we're going to start with a quick recap. Lyle and Eric Menendez were convicted in 1996 for the 1989 murders of their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. They've been serving life sentences without the possibility of parole. But here's what's caught everyone's attention again. New evidence and renewed scrutiny have put their case back in the spotlight, and not to mention the new Netflix docuseries called Monsters.
Which is not all true, so I mean,
At
if you're
all.
looking for it to be like a true story, it's not.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
It is
sorry.
loosely based on their lives.
Loosely. Exactly. So this story has long been polarizing. At first, it was seen as a case of two privileged young men killing their parents for money. But the defense argued it was out of fear, claiming years of sexual and psychological abuse by their father. Now, new evidence has surfaced that supports the brothers' claims.
And the new key detail was Eric reportedly wrote a letter to his cousin detailing the alleged abuse before the murders. And that's not all. A major revelation came from the 2003 Peacock documentary Menendez plus Menudo, Boys Betrayed, where Roy Rossello, a former member of the band Menudo, stated that he was also abused by Jose Menendez.
That's huge, especially since the Menendez defense team has used this new testimony to push for a reevaluation of the case. Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon announced hearings for November 26th and December 11th to review those claims and potentially adjust the brothers' sentences.
So, what does this mean? If the evidence holds up, the brothers could be resentenced, making them eligible for parole. That wouldn't necessarily mean freedom, but would at least open a door to a new phase in their decades-long legal saga.
And to be fair, public opinion is shifting too. Influential voices like Kim Kardashian and even actor Rosie O'Donnell have expressed support. Kardashian, who's been vocal on prison reform, mentioned how trauma and abuse shape lives in unimaginable ways. She's also been really good at getting the Innocence Project involved with people who've been wrongly convicted.
Yes, she actually worked with Adnan Syed and his defense to have that relooked at, which he was released and then now he's back in custody, and that's a whole other thing. But not everyone's convinced, right? Critics argue that despite the abuse claims, the way the brothers acted post-murder, spending lavishly and showing little immediate remorse, still paints them as calculating. Old trial reporters like Alan Abrahamson emphasize that this remains a case of cold-blooded murder to some.
True, they did spend a lot of money after their parents were killed. And that's what makes the upcoming court proceedings so significant. They're not just about the brothers' fate, but also about how we view victims of trauma, especially male victims. It's a reflection of how our understanding of abuse has evolved since the 90s.
Which, if you guys go back and watch any of the trial footage from the 90s, I have no idea how the prosecution got away with like half of what they did. But you guys can go on a deep dive on that on your own. TikTok has a ton right now. So what's next? We'll be keeping an eye on the November 26th hearing, where we'll learn more about whether the new evidence could lead to parole. It's definitely a pivotal moment that could reshape not only this case, but future cases involving trauma and self-defense. So, Corey, what do you think? I totally think that they should at least have the chance for parole.
I think so too. I mean, they've been in prison a long time. Um, to be fair, I did not watch anything about it except for like you know, whatever's on ID Discovery or something like that. I did not watch the monsters but I do believe that they were probably abused. And in the 90s, men coming out against abuse or with abuse allegations were not highly recognized. So I think we should take that into consideration. Lots of stuff now is coming out about other certain people who have been abusing boys, girls. Not mentioning any names on here, P. Diddy. That's a huge thing, and I think it needs to be taken more seriously.
I agree. And I think that what they did was obviously wrong. But I could also see how, in that situation, feeling as though they had no other choice. And they've had family members who have supported them through this, who have also substantiated the claims of abuse, not only against Jose, but also against Kitty.
Mhm.
They've also had like expert witnesses. You have like psychiatrists, you have abuse experts who have gone on the record in their defense to say that they both exhibited signs of people who experienced severe abuse.
Mhm. And trauma.
But
So,
again, like I was saying, I mean, the 90s, you guys will have to go find some of those cases or some of those trial videos and just watch them. They were just not taken seriously, even during the trial.
well, and I mean, they've been in jail for 35 years. So,
Exactly. And so what they did was not right. Obviously,
no.
you can't murder people.
And they were also kids. Not that that's an excuse, because it's not. But I
No.
mean, if you spending money and stuff like that is something that kids would do. And kids do that. So,
Well, and Jose was a high up in RCA records. I mean, he was money was not an object, an object for them.
right.
So, and he was very controlling with them growing up. And I think possibly, him being gone sort of gave them that freedom to kind of be wild, if you will. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that what they did was right or, how they
Mhm.
acted after
I
was
don't even
right.
think
What
they
they did
think what
wasn't
they did
right.
was right, but
Right. But I do think that they have learned from their actions, and I think that they have been rehabilitated. And Lyle, the older brother, he actually just earned I believe, his bachelor's degree in June of this year,
hmm,
and um, actually had to be moved out of like general population into like a more protected care because
oh,
he refused to fight any of the other inmates who would pick fights with him. So it's not like they were particularly violent people to begin with or continued, to be violent.
right, right.
But a lot of it was, from what the boys claimed, a lot of it was Jose would
Trauma-induced
tell Lyle
violence.
something, and then Jose would tell Eric something, but neither of them were allowed to tell each other. It was very much, we don't talk about it. And
Right.
when Eric finally told Lyle is when they decided that they were going to kill their parents. Which again, we are not saying is right. What they
No,
did was
but
wrong.
I mean,
But I
it's
do think that
trauma-induced violence.
hmm and I do think that they have learned from it and they have rehabilitated and they have served their time.
Yep. Well, I mean, we will bring you all the updates on both of these cases as we know them. Um, we got some really good podcasts planned. We're hoping not to have to take any more unscheduled vacations from y'all because we do like doing this.
We do. We like being here with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys for joining us today for another episode of Colorado Crime. If you have any questions about today's episode or you guys want to discuss this case further, please be sure to reach out because I would absolutely love that. I would love to know what you guys think regarding the Menendez brothers case. And until next time, stay safe and stay curious.
Until next time, podcastians, have the day you deserve.